Hi everyone, welcome back to the Lewis Pickram Football Show. Today's part 3 of my early season Premier League previews. Today we're going to be doing Leeds United, Leicester City, Liverpool and Manchester City. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Lewis Pickram Football Show. Today's part 3 of my early season Premier League previews. Today we're going to be doing Leeds United, Leicester City, Liverpool and Manchester City. Leeds' best two players for me last season might not even be at the club next season. Ben White on loan from Brighton played centre back and centre defensive midfield, and I thought he was outstanding. If Lewis Dunk goes to Chelsea from Brighton, which the rumours are saying is going to happen, then I just can't see Brighton letting Ben White go, and I think that's a shame for Leeds. The other key player, Pablo Hernandez, creates so much from midfield. With Pablo Hernandez being 35 now, I don't think his legs will cut it in the Premier League, and I think Leeds should look to replace Hernandez, an attacking midfielder, someone to open the door. To survive in the Premier League you need goals from all positions, especially in main centre forward. It'll be interesting to see Leeds dip into the transfer market to try and find an experienced centre forward. Patrick Bamford's got 16 goals in all competitions last season, but he's had chances on loan at Premier League clubs and he just hasn't done it yet. It'll be interesting to see if Leeds give him a chance. They've been linked with Edison Cavani on a free transfer. I know he's old, but he's scored goals wherever he's been. I think if you can get someone like that through the door, you have to get him in. I think the thing that impressed me most about Leeds United last season with their pressing game was the full-backs. Luke Ayling, very good player. But the thing that was interesting was Alioski and Dallas also played a lot of games at full-back wingers. But it just shows how high Bielsa likes to get up the pitch and create chances, and I think that worked really well and was a great tactic for Bielsa last season. Overall for Leeds United, I think if they're surviving the Premier League, it's been a great season. First season back, it's all about stability. I think they've got a great manager, Bielsa. He's experienced, he's been all over, and I think he's the difference between them surviving and not surviving. I think with him in charge and his tactics and his pressing game, I think Leeds will survive just. So let's move on to Leicester City, 5th in the Premier League last season under Brendan Rodgers. It looks like a great season. If you offered 5th at the start of the season to the Leicester fans, I think they'd have snapped your hand off. It's hard to look past squandering a 14-point lead for the Champions League spot though. Since the start of the year, they just haven't been good enough. I think it's a hard pill to swallow when the Champions League draw gets made next season. Leicester City fans won't believe that they're not in it. For me, Leicester don't have a really key standout player. The system just works well and every player knows what to do in it. The two full-backs, Ben Chilwell and Ricardo Pereira, and their main outlets out wide. It allows Perez and Barnes to get closer to Vardy and they create a lot of chances. I think if Chilwell goes to Chelsea, it's a huge loss for Leicester and how they play, and I don't see another player that can replace him in the Premier League. Leicester's most creative player is James Maddison. Plays just behind Jamie Vardy or some arms from the left. He's got a great eye for a pass and an assist, and has also got a great delivery from set pieces. I think Jamie Vardy, being Premier League top goal scorer at 33-year-old, is absolutely outstanding. 23 goals, won him the Golden Boot this season. He's playing the best football of his life. I think it's a shame for England that he's retired from international football, because I think he could have been in the squad for England next summer. I think where Leicester are going to struggle this season is strength in depth. I think the first 11's up there easily within the top 6. But when they've got players injured, you've seen last season that they're sort of self-destructed when they had big players missing. Maddison and Pereira missed the last few games of the season and they just didn't look like the same team. Now this season, obviously they're going to have the Europa League as well, Thursday, Sunday. It's a really gruelling schedule, and I think if Leicester can get anywhere near the top 7 again this season, it'll be a great achievement. So let's start with Liverpool. Where to start? Unbelievable 2 seasons, 196 points accumulated is just unheard of. To lose out on the title with 97 points the season before and then go on and win the title with 99 points is absolutely phenomenal consistency. I think Jurgen Klopp gets a lot of praise, but I think he could be given even more. Man City have spent a lot of money. They've got arguably the best manager in the world, and to finish 18 points above him just shows how consistent Liverpool were this season. Liverpool is just a perfect, well-oiled machine. Every player knows the job and every player does it to a world-class level. The two full-backs, unbelievable. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson. 25 assists in the Premier League between them last season. It's unheard of numbers from full-backs. All the years I've been watching Liverpool have always had great attacking players, great going forward, but it's always been the defensive record that's let them down challenging for the major honours. Alisson's come in and been superb, but the main player is obviously Virgil van Dijk, the best centre-half in the world, an absolute Rolls Royce, had the most Premier League passes last season with 3,251. Just shows he can pass out from the back as well, never hardly gets beat one-on-one, never gets beat in the air. I think the signing of Van Dijk has transformed Liverpool into a Champions League challenging spot to Premier League winners. So now we move on to the front three. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino. The best front three in the world, no question about it in my eyes. The pace, the power, the agility, the fluency, the movement, it all just works perfectly. Firmino doesn't get obviously the goals that you think a centre forward should, but it still doesn't take away from everything he does from the team. 46 goals between the three of them in the Premier League last season is a good return. The main player for me though out of the three is Sadio Mane. The pace and power in behind opens the game up for Salah and Firmino to link up, and I think he's the main player out of the front three. Overall for me, I don't think it's possible for Liverpool to be as consistent as they've been in the last two seasons. They've proved me wrong before and maybe they'll prove me right again. I think injuries might take its toll on Liverpool players this season. I think they've been lucky with injury, with not having like a long-term injury. I think if you finish above Liverpool, you will win the league this season, but I just don't think they'll run away with it like they did last season. The two positions I think Liverpool could improve with is another centre-half. Joe Gomez, up and coming, I think he could be a really good centre-half, but I still think there's a mistake in him. Same with Matip, I think he's solid enough as a squad player for Liverpool, but I think if they really wanted to go get a world-class centre-half, it would make them even stronger. The other position is centre-attack midfield, just someone to open the game up. I think if I was Liverpool, I'd go test Leicester, see if Maddison's available, see if you can get him. There's no harm in asking. I think if Liverpool improved in them two positions, they'd win the league again this season. And now we move on to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, second in the Premier League last season, but 18 points behind Liverpool. The gap surely has to be closed this season. 102 goals scored in the Premier League this season, once again making them the top scorers. In front of goal has never been a problem for Man City, it's in defence. Not replacing Company last season when he left seemed like a big mistake to me, and then it was disastrous once Laporte was out for a few months. They really struggled in defence. They've just signed Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. I think it's a good addition, a good squad player, but he's left-footed, and I think with Laporte they've got the best left-footed centre-half in the world. I can't really see them playing together, so it wouldn't surprise me if another world-class centre-half comes in. They've been linked with Koulibaly, and I think if you can get him, you go get him. The two positions I think Pep and Man City could improve on in the transfer market is the left-back and another attacking midfielder. Mendy, Cancelo and Zinchenko have all been given chances at left-back and they just all haven't been consistent enough. If I was Pep, I'd challenge Chelsea for the signing of Ben Chilwell. An attacking midfielder, Sané's gone to Bayern Munich. With Mahrez and Sterling, the only really attacking wide midfielders I think they could do with someone else. They've just signed Ferran Torres from Valencia, 6 goals in nearly 60 games in La Liga. I don't think he's going to come in and be a regular starter. I think he's more of a squad player. I think they could do with a world-class wide man. Man City's best player is Kevin De Bruyne. Not only is he Man City's best player, he's the best player in the Premier League. 20 assists last season, which equalled Thierry Henry's record. I wouldn't put it past him going and breaking it next season. Everything goes through De Bruyne, and I think if Man City are going to challenge Liverpool again this season, he has to have another season of his life. So I can't look forward to next season without looking back on last season, and we have to say goodbye to David Silva, a Premier League great. Arguably Man City's greatest ever player, and he's getting a statue built outside for him and he more than deserves it. The Premier League will miss David Silva. With David Silva leaving, obviously it's a chance for Phil Foden. I hope he gets regular football now this season. If he does get regular football, I think he'll be a shoo-in for the England squad next summer. So for me, if Man City can just add to their squad a bit, another centre-half, a left-back and maybe another attacking midfielder, I think they'll challenge Liverpool a lot stronger next season, and the bookmakers have already got them favourites for this season, so it'll be interesting to see if they live up to the hype. So that was part 3 of 5 of my early season Premier League preview. I hope you enjoyed it. Part 4 will be out on Friday, where I'll be doing Manchester United, Newcastle United, Sheffield United and Southampton. I've had over 100 views on part 1 and part 2, and I can't thank you enough for the support. If I could ask for one thing, it's please hit that like and subscribe button. I've only got 38 subscribers at the moment with over 100 people watching my video, and I've only had around 10 likes. If you like the videos, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. For now, see you later.